All right, guys, how's everybody doing? We are live here at the RGN Intercontinental, our North American region, and we've got a hell of a schedule for you guys tonight. We got our first match here at the best of one, Blitz versus DWG. You can see they're midway through the knife round, and we're on Inferno here, so it is kind of important, and it's actually going to be DWG picking that up. Actually, no, I had maybe. Anyhow, I'm
It was
scrolling.
Blitz.
It was Blitz.
It was a
that's what I
mix-up.
thought. Whenever the knives,
yeah,
I was like.
yeah.
Like, I'm just going to talk about this, and then once it's over, I'm going to say who won, and I always get it wrong because it's always wrong at the top, though. Anyhow, I'm Sprome. By my side is Bach, and we're ready to bring you this match.
Now, this should be a good one, too. We saw DWG go down 2-0 to Phoenix Fire, a very good team in our upper bracket. Blitz lost early, but it was a close game against Heat. They lost 2-0 as well, but they've been doing very good in the lower brackets, winning by sizable margins. So I'm predicting a pretty close game, but we will see what happens as this match goes live.
All right, so pistol round about to go live here. Again, Blitz starting on that CT side, and you can't really go wrong with winning knife round at a best of one on Inferno, and you get on that CT side. That being said, DWG, they have the opportunity to, maybe this team's not exactly warm. Obviously, they've probably been warming up and such, but still, maybe you can catch your opponent off guard, get that pistol round, and then you got a little bit on that T side already. So it looks like we've got a number of players. It's going to be 3 of the T's moving up banana, but the bomb and a lot of players in alt mid, and we're going to see a flank actually down mid Boba in the middle of the madness here. The bomb is in alt mid now in apartments, and 3 of the terrorists still in banana. Bach, what is going on here?
This is just pure pistol round chaos. This is what we're kind of used to seeing at this point. It is down to a 2v5. Hero and Miscellaneous here facing off against all 5 terrorists. They're making their way onto the A bomb site. There's a player arch side, and that would be Miss. So Miscellaneous in mid, just kind of hanging out right now. He's pushing up towards Truck. He's going to get spotted out by Fabian, and he will come up with the frag, but now everyone knows where he's at. He's getting shot from both sides, so now it's all on Hero. Hero gets a nice one-tap there on Sin, makes it a 1v3. There are a couple players lit, but it doesn't matter. Robbie1's going to take him out with a nice Glock headshot, so that's the first round going to DWG. Almost an essential one when you're playing the T side of Inferno.
Yeah, that's just an awesome start for them, and Blitz, on the other hand, now the question is, do you armor up on this pistol round? Inferno definitely known for one of those maps that, being CT-sided, and the amount that is CT-sided, you can armor up here, and you can definitely, you have a pretty good chance. So they're going to go with CZ75 on 3 of their players, and quite honestly, I haven't seen that many CZ75s since they kind of rebuffed it. Usually we see a lot of 5.7s because players have just gotten back used to that gun, and they kind of, don't want to switch back just in case Valve plays around with the CZ anymore. So, and yeah, we're going to see what happens here. 2 P90s on the board for our T's. Robbie with a pistol, I imagine, is just going to be saving maybe for an AWP, but 2 Galils as well, and they're just playing very slow, waiting for some aggression. We can see on the CT side, it's not coming anytime soon.
Yeah, the CZ actually makes sense as long as you don't get into that habit of quick switching with the knife, which so many players, including myself, playing for many years, you get used to that just Q spamming. If you're doing that with the CZ, obviously that delay on the switch is going to just completely murder you. So you got to just hold that pistol and be ready to, take the shots. But it looks like they're going to be executing towards B right now. All 5 players pushing up banana, smoke sprinting out on CT. There is a man, Newbox, going to have to hold down the site as the other man was CT, pushing over towards Spindles. He's going to get taken down. That was Hero. So now it's up to the man, Spindles, or Newbox. Newbox is good, and he gets 1. Sin with the P90 takes him out. Makes it a 4v3. If they can pick up 1 more frag, this is a decent eco here. And Salmo shuts that down pretty easily, taking down KY and Mish. And now it's all on Boba. Boba gets 1, and like the bounty hunter who he takes his name from, able to get that frag, but not able to get another one. Fabian takes him out, so 2 kills on the round. They let the bomb go down. It's going to be another eco here from Blitz. DWG picking up a couple rounds, looking pretty good right now, but we'll see what they do as this game progresses.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit more sought after, as obviously spending that amount of money, CZ's not exactly cheap, and then you go ahead and grab, obviously, armor on top of that. So not a cheap round by any means, but I'm not going to lie, my GoTV just decided to crash, so I'll let you take the start of this round.
All right, so it's a full eco here from Blitz. P250s across the board. Only 1 player sitting on that P2K. They do have a flashbang. Don't know how they're going to exactly use that right now. They do have 3 players stacked up over towards B. And unless I'm reading things wrong, I can't spot out the 5th player on the radar. I'm trying to... Oh, they have a stack here. Look at this little cheeky stack in the back of sight. I'm looking at the map trying to figure out where the 5th player is. They have 2 players boosted up on Nubox, peeking over towards the Timber stack on Banana. Right now, there's 2 players on Banana for the T-side. Bomb towards alt mid. Player sitting at bench in mid and 1 at the bottom of the stairs. They're just taking their time at this point, and it looks like they're faking B and going A. They toss smoke, spindles, and CT cross, and they're going to be working their way up mid right now. Smoking off truck side, wrapping around towards Arch. There's going to be a player there. That's Mish. Not going to get the shot he needs. They're going to push right past, making their way into Library, actually. This is an interesting play. Robbie1 and Fobless picking up frags there. Now it's a 5v3. Fobless gets another one on good, makes it a 5v2. Still no frag here for Blitz. They need to pick up at least one, and not going to happen from Boba or Hero. So DWG 3-0 right now. Obviously doing pretty good in those anti-eco rounds, but this will be the first chance for Blitz to buy up, so we'll see what they have to bring to the table.
Yeah, and great anti-ecos there, as they only lose 2 in that second round, and then that was a flawless round for them. So they have money in their bank, just in case, obviously, they drop a round. Sin actually picking up an op that will kind of eat into their bank just a little bit, but not a huge deal, as obviously it's a nice gun to have if you know how to use it aggressively on that T side. And imagine they have that worked out. It's going to be APLC, though, or KY, rather. He's going to have the swag 7 up in apartments. So not exactly although this is a great position for this weapon, don't get me wrong, maybe not exactly the equipment they were hoping for, as we can see there's not a lot of utility here. And Inferno, a map that really does come down to kind of shutting down lanes, using your smokes wisely, and on the CT side, this is not a lot of equipment. So Fabian, you might walk into this trap with KY again. Up inside of apartments. They're going to Molotov into bedroom. Luckily for KY, he's not inside of there, but he's holding this close angle, just waiting, and there it is. He takes down Fabian, so a good start to the round, and we have Hero on the other side and Banana getting a pick. So great start of the round, even though they don't have the utility. They're managing to get the picks here. Good. Finally finishes off Fobless. He's down to 3. And we do see Sin pick up their first frag on that T side. Actually, no, KY goes down as well. Boba onto Robbie, but it's all up to Sin here in a 1v3.
That was an excellent play from Blitz. I don't know if you saw what they did there. They had a player actually in Boiler peeking stairs, and then they had a player, oh, look at that, Boba with the cheeky pistol fake flash trying to make it work. Sin doesn't fall for it, but nonetheless gets the kill. But they had a player on Boiler stairs, peeking the stairs coming up from T-side apartments, and he was taking the distraction, like making noise. So when Fobless peeked, he peeked and assumed this is the guy holding apartments. Meanwhile, KY was right around the corner with that swag. So as soon as he pulled that nade out after taking the fire and falling back, it was an easy kill for him. Big money, too, you know, being a shotgun. It was great team play from Blitz, and that's part of the reason why they were able to take that round. So right now, DWG not too happy with themselves, losing that op to a pretty light buy from
Hero.
Blitz. But Hero, I don't
just
know
bolts
what
it
that
into
was.
mid to get a mid pick. That's interesting. Boba trades, but questionable move on his part.
Absolutely, and they don't pick up the op, which is a little confusing as well. On the other side, though, Good and KY come up with frags, push it to a 4v2 right now, Robbie and Fabian. But again, that push in mid, very questionable. You saw they smoked deep in mid, and I think he thought the smoke bloomed better than it did. Maybe it was just a bad smoke. KY, meanwhile, sitting on top of Timber, boosting over the smoke, able to take out Robbie1. Now it's down to Fabian. But yeah, I mean, that's a strange play, to say the least.
Yeah, Fabian comes up big, gets 2. He's down to 15 HP, so he does have time to play with, though, and being that the positioning of the CTs, he might be able to make these 2 1v1s, and that's what he's looking for, but with his HP, he definitely needs to, he's going to be jumping into the smoke, retrieving the bomb, so KY actually coming up right behind. This should be the end of Fabian, and it will be. So that's going to be around an expensive one, though, and again, that op pick was just... I can see the idea. You get that smoke up and you get a really nice pick in the alt mid and you totally catch them off guard. I understand the strategy behind it, but I think, like you were saying, that smoke didn't really bloom exactly the way he thought it did, and he was just wide. I don't even think that smoke was down yet. I think there was miscommunication there, because I did see a smoke eventually, but it looked to be way after he was gone. So anyhow, might have to go back and watch the replay on that one to see exactly what he was going for, but we do see a Tech 9 pain train coming from the T side in DWG.
You know, that that AWP aggression usually pays off, but not in the position he was in. You'd like to see a guy get aggressive with an AWP in apartments. We're going to see them push up mid quick here. KY sitting in the smoke, picks one off. Manages to hide in that smoke long enough to not get spotted out. There's going to be 2 kills coming in for the T side. That's Boba and Mish down. But now it's on Fabulous here in a 1v3. He finds an M4. He's stuck in pit, though, and they know where he is. It's just a matter of time before they pick him off. He's going to flash out, try and get some kills here, but smoke rains out. Still picks off the head of Hero. Finally gunned down by Good. A very expensive round there for Blitz, losing multiple rifles. They're able to keep the AWP, but that should have been much cleaner considering how that round started. So, yeah. I mean, KY had some nice plays with the AWP, and KY right now doing a lot of nice plays. He had a big round in the last round, another good one here, picking up those 2 frags, just playing some very fun ninja play in that smoke. But it's going to be a full buy here from DWG now coming in round number 7, so we'll see if that AWP has a factor here with KY trying to maybe pick mid.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually opting for a banana pick, so jumping down here quickly, that nade didn't exactly connect as the T's tried to sail one up, but nice flashbang, and we do see a couple T's down here. KY eventually gets one, but Good will go down as some aggression up mid. It's going to be Boba taking down 2. And this round working out fairly quickly, but Robbie's still alive here, takes down 1 player. There's a lot of lit CT for how aggressive they are, that's for sure. And Fabian right behind Robbie. They're going to be working up T stairs. And again, we see Misk and Hero. They're both very low. Underneath 30 HP on each of them. KY, he does have an AWP, full HP, but he is working in banana. And a little bit cut off from his teammates.
Blitz is playing a very interesting game here. A lot of aggression, catching maybe DWG off guard.
What?
KY is going to get the shot on Robbie after somehow surviving that spam on Plywood. Fabian finally takes him out, makes it a 1v2, and this is certainly winnable here as Hero is down to 15, Mish is down to 23. But, I mean, their play is so strange. I can't remember the last time I saw a CT side play this aggressive. They're pushing apartments, they're pushing mid, they're pushing banana. They're basically just going completely nuts, and DWG is getting caught way off guard. Fabian's gonna pick up the frag on Hero.
Oh, he's gonna stick this.
He's
got
sticking it.
Oh, he's got it.
He doesn't know.
Wow,
He gets
what a
the
play.
defuse. That's a huge round there. Fabian is probably getting spammed over their TeamSpeak or Mumble right now. Why are you letting this guy defuse? I don't know if he didn't hear it or if he just thought it was a fake, but an excellent play there, just sticking that bomb, catching them off guard. It's going to definitely help Blitz's cause here, as that round was, again, another expensive one for them. So even though it's 4-3 and Blitz has won 4 in a row, every round has been pretty expensive for them.
Yeah, and let's see what we see here. Good, once again, just rushing right down mid. This is a new, meta that Blitz is just bringing in here. We do see teams get aggressive, don't get me wrong about that, but it's not really every single round that teams are trying to push out mid. Eventually you get punished for that, and Good goes down there. Sin is dropped, but the trade always going to help out on that T side, and I don't believe, yeah, that was KY that got the pick anyhow. So it literally got nothing done in mid, maybe a little bit of information, but Fabulous gonna open up banana here. B site wide open, and KY Boba, they're gonna have to rotate over. KY is gonna be in time, but not really, as the smoke has bloomed. So, or plumed rather, and Boba just gonna spam some spray through KY. Are you kidding me? Through the side of the door. Salmo is not going to be happy about that one, as now it's a 2v3. KY hits that shot onto Fabian through the spindle. Boba gets a frag, but that will be DWG cleaning up as Fabian and Fabulous get their frags simultaneously. So it's a good round from DWG and just more aggression from that CT side.
And you can see what that aggression is doing. Even though they're taking rounds, look at the money. They have to eco here. They won 3 in a row, but losing multiple rifles round after round.
Oh, they actually got 4 in a row. It's like 4 in a row with that ninja defuse. So yeah, that's insane.
They won 4 in a row, and they have to eco now because they've been breaking their money by pushing and getting too aggressive and losing guns. It just shows you how much of a role economy plays in the game, because it doesn't matter how many rounds you win. If you have no money to buy the second you lose one, you're just giving rounds away. And DWG has already had 4 rounds. So if they pick up like 1 or 2 more, that's a pretty healthy T side. So even though Blitz has won 4 in a row, this looks like DWG could still have a really good T side if Blitz continues this pace. That said, Blitz is kind of living up to their name. You know, Blitz in football is a rush on the quarterback. So right now, Blitz is just going completely nuts with these pushes, and it is kind of working out in that they're winning rounds. But if they're not careful, they could easily just break their money for the rest of this half and DWG could take it maybe 8-7, 9-6 if they continue to push and put themselves in 1v1 situations.
Yeah, those kinds of dogfights, as I like to call them anyhow, where you're kind of going round for round and a lot of damage on either side. It feels like if you're getting the wins, it's nice, but definitely impacts your economy. We're going to see Hero pick up 1, good with 2, actually, but will go down as it's going to be Robbie and Fabian versus the CZ75 of Misk and KY with the Deeg. So how do they make this work? They're both approaching from front sight, and they are going to spot out Robbie there. So Robbie takes down KY. It's going to be a 1v1 as Fabian, he is getting eyes on Misk, and that nade does not very much damage at all, and he's going to get the headshot through that spindle. So good work from Fabian. He cleans up the round, and the expensive part is more on, or rather, losing a lot of players. That affects the CTs way more than it does the Ts. DWG, they're fine. If they win rounds and only have 1 alive, that's just, it doesn't matter. They got the bomb down. They got plenty of money to play with. It's more expensive to be a CT side player. You're seeing a double eco here for Blitz. DWG has the opportunity to get up to 6 rounds now on the T side. That is just a great situation for them, starting off on this T side.
Yeah, and it's because they've been getting a lot of bomb plants. Even when they've lost rounds, they've gotten bomb plants. It's almost always come down to 1v2s and 1v1s. So that will always favor the T side because of the cheaper buys. The AK, obviously, a less expensive rifle. It's obviously going to cater to them. And, you know, on the CT side, you want to have that fully decked out CT. You know, smoke, double flash, grenade, or smoke, double flash, molly, whatever you have. You want to have 4 grenades. Whereas on the T side, you can get away with just flashbangs, and then maybe 1 or 2 players have smokes. Because of the way that Inferno plays, you can't really do that from the CT side. So Blitz has to go for a more expensive buy, and because they've been trading players out way too frequently in their buy rounds, their money is just completely broken. So that's why they're forced into this awkward double eco here. I think they bought armor in the last round, and it kind of worked. They got a couple frags. They picked up, I think, 3 or 4. It was actually a really good round from them, but it didn't matter. DWG got the bomb plant yet again. AK's cheap enough that they can buy up here. Should be another easy round for them, assuming they don't get caught out by these CZs and 5.7s. They're going to be pushing onto B right now, so we'll see what they do as the execute is underway.
Yeah, KY will spot this out as he gets a couple shots in, but down to 30 HP, he will go down to Salmo. Good. Gonna have to come up big as Robbie will take down Boba. There's Good and gets 1, but only 1. And it's all up to Misk now as he's the lone survivor. He does have quite a few lit terrorists, but being that they know his location, Sin puts him down with that AWP. So 6 rounds on the board for the T side. That is a lot of damage done early on Blitz. They're going to be able to buy here, but they're not going to have an op for 1 unless they want a glass cannon. KY might opt to go with that, being that he's got 5,200. And no, he's not going to go with it. So they're not going to have an AWP this round, and we've seen how effective an op can be on the CT side of Inferno. Just look at JW, for example. Look at, there's a lot of players that make great work of this map, just changing locations, positional advantages, etc. But they're not going to have it, and again, they don't have a lot of smokes either, and we've been talking about that. It really is key in this map to lock down certain lanes, and Good's going to get dropped down to 50 HP as he peeks out aggressively out top of Banana. And I'm thinking that he's probably just happy to have his life. They have a smoke down mid here in KY, and actually he's going to get 1. Sin gets him right as that smoke dissipates, though, and that's a nice trade for the Ts.
When I think of Inferno and I think of strong oppers, I think of Kenny S and I think of JW because they play that adaptive aggression. They kind of pace, they set the pace for the round. So they determine how things are going to move from the CT side. And one of the things you see JW do a lot is he'll push up apartments and get a pick downstairs, or get a pick up alt mid, or next round he'll be on Banana, next round he's in mid picking down T stairs. He's all over the place. And he would probably do that push that we saw a couple rounds ago from Hero trying to pick alt mid, just because he's that confident in his op. The difference would obviously be that the coordination would be a little bit better with that smoke grenade, but it definitely is a huge factor from the CT side. From the T side, it's not as big as a role. So not seeing it on the T side is going to be a big thing right now. We're going to see them pushing up towards truck side. Boba gets a nice couple of frags there, drops the op, makes it a 2v2. It's Good and Hero versus Salmo and Fabian. No kits on the CT side. Hero with body armor, no head armor, but obviously facing off against the AK-47. Doesn't really matter if you get shot in the head. It's a one-shot kill. Salmo's going to be in sight, and I'm not sure where Fabian is right now. I can't spot him out on the map. Is he coming on the flank?
He's in pit right now.
Okay, he's in pit. Why don't I see him? Oh, there he is. So there's Fabian in pit. He's going to be holding down that angle. Flash is going to rain out here, but he doesn't get hit by it. good getting gunned down, and now it's a 1v1. Hero with an M4 trying to get aggressive. He's got to get something happening here as he has to have no kit, gets the kill, but not going to be enough time to get the defuse anyway, so he's going to even lose his M4 as he tries to run. That's going to be round number 7 for DWG, and wow, somehow he survives with 14 HP, and he gets an AWP, so that's a big play there. You know, that gun, very useful on the CT side, like we were saying.
Yeah, but for the rest of the CTs, they got no money. So they're going to have to play very creatively with this AWP, and Hero's going to be the one hanging onto it first and foremost, and we'll see where he attempts to go with it. Looks like he's going to be heading off to A. They're only throwing good on B, and this has been kind of the standard eco rounds from the CT side, although this is not really an eco. They've spent their money, more or less. They do have a little bit of money on each player, but they bought enough that good. You can see he's got armor, he's got a kit, 2 flashbangs, and such, so he's going to be holding from there, but now KY is going to back him up, so that's going to be their defense over near Banana, but as we can see, there's only 2 Ts over there. Working very slow right now is Sin, and the CT side, they've done this fairly often where they smoke off just like halfway up mid, and it really is, you can see that the Ts are a little bit nervous. They're just making sure that they have good positioning in alt mid. Sin's been playing behind that smoke, just making sure that no kind of tomfoolery comes out of it, but right now we got 55 seconds left on the clock, and no casualties as of yet. A lot of spraying back and forth. Boba finally gets dropped in the left side of mid. So that's a nice pick for the CTs, but Hero with the AWP, nowhere to be found. Misk, though. Misk, this guy, he gets a headshot onto Robbie, so we do see trades going back and forth, but the big issue to me is that the AWP has not been utilized once in this round.
Yeah, and unfortunately it's going to be way out of position now because Hero, not exactly where he needs to be for this push over towards the B bomb site. Misk is going to be coming up from Banana. Hero probably just going to hold on to this AWP at this point. Now it's a 1v3. He's got an AWP and a defuse, but it doesn't look like he's too keen on going for this. I'd say at this point, Blitz kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit. That aggression that helped them get the 4 rounds they did get, it kind of paid off initially, but once DWG figured out what they were doing, they needed to stop, and they just didn't. They just kept doing the same thing. Push up mid, push Banana, push apartments. So when they did it the first few times, it's like, okay, they're pushing, they're getting aggressive. They're not going to do that again. And then they do it again. Okay, they're not going to do that again. Oh, and then they do it again. And then DWG goes, okay, enough. They're going to do it again. Just sit back, wait, play patient. That's what they're doing now. And now Blitz is realizing, okay, we got to fall back into that patient role ourselves. And they just aren't prepared for it. This isn't the type of game that they appear to be comfortable playing. And as a result, DWG is running away with this. They've got 8 rounds on the T side, and Blitz only has 4. So right now, DWG looking very good to take this map.
Yeah, DWG, they've won the half. Blitz can only make it 8-7 at this point, and I would still say, though, for a win on the T side, you only really need to get 6. Yeah, technically, it's not more rounds than the CT would have, but the CT side would have. But that's the scoreline that generally you're feeling happy with. So 8 in round 13. You're feeling all right on DWG. So how about Blitz, though? They're in a rocky boat at the moment. We do see good, once again, with only FAMAS, and I don't believe he's dropped a smoke already. No, they have smoked off top of Banana. I don't know if that came from him or who that came from. But as we can see, we've got 2 smokes left on the field, and those are all on the A site. So what we traditionally see, very standard play, is smoking off the top of Banana and making them basically either push right through there or rotate back to A, and you kind of you have a bit of control on that CT side because of that, but that's not the case here. There's not enough money on that CT side because of what we've been kind of going over and over about those early rounds. So DWG, they're just kind of waiting things out. They've got 40 seconds left on the clock here. They smoke out right side of mid. Not a very good one, to be honest with you, but we're going to have KY getting 1, make it 2 from that boosted up position, and they are heading towards this A site, and Misk is going to have to come up big as he's got 3 players coming around the corner here. Fabian up from balcony. Hero comes up big, though. Misk gets 1, Hero with 2, and that is the 5th round on the board for Blitz.
And it puts DWG into sort of a split buy situation. They're going to have 1 player sitting on a pistol. That's going to be Robbie 1. If they lose this, it goes to round 15, and DWG is going to be on a full eco, so Blitz might be able to take it to 7-8. Not the best score in the world from the CT side, but it could have been much worse considering they were just down 4-8. So if they can close out with 3 wins, make it a close game, they can take pistol on the T side, and all of a sudden the game is playing into their hands. But from what I see on their CT side, I'm not too confident in their T side. Who knows? It could go any... I mean, it could be the complete opposite. They could be the most amazing T side on Inferno. But they just look very disjointed, very disconnected on the CT side, and that's why DWG was able to take 8 rounds the way they did.
Yeah, we just see Foblis in good trade positions in that smoke, and Good actually takes down Sin. I imagine Sin may have yelled about that a little bit. How did that guy get through? But Foblis was right behind him and took him down. So we do see Samo will go down here, as it is going to be a 4v3. 2 of these T's up top. Banana. Foblis will be flashing himself in, as we got Hero and Misk. One playing from site, one from CT spawn. Hero with that AWP just peeking right through the bushes. And the T's are actually rotating back, so opting most likely for an A-side play. And it's going to be KY and Boba over there. So Boba up on balcony, KY from Arch side. He's got an op here, so they got to be very careful. If they're going to peek around that corner, they kind of need to blitz him, if you will. But we'll see if that ends up happening, as they are going to flash their way out. 20 seconds left on the clock. They have to wrap now, and KY will get one, but Robbie with the trade. And Hero trying to get one through Arches, but they will be able to make this... Yeah, they are going to make it on site. Boba will be able to drop one, but in a 1v3, Foblis gets the bomb down. Can he make this happen? He gets a spray down of one, but Boba from Pit will drop that player, and it's going to be the 6th round for Blitz. So definitely 8-7 is their best case scenario when they were sitting at 8-4, but still, the Blitz, they need to kind of gain a little bit of morale on this side before moving over to T, because if you're looking at that scoreline, once you start that second half, it's not going to feel that great.
And you know what? That bomb plant from DWG just gave them a more comfortable buy. If DWG didn't get that bomb down, they would be, like, very broke. Like, I don't even know if they could pistol armor. They are on that brink where it would be very tight. Instead, they're able to pistol armor, pick up some nades. So, I mean, it's still a winnable round from them. If Blitz loses this, I'd say that DWG wins the game. Because this breaks all the momentum. It breaks their mental state. Wow, Boba with an incredible shot on Robbie. But, it's like that mental state, like you said. They need to go into the half closing this out so that they can potentially go into the second half and then carry the momentum into pistol. And if they win pistol, they'll be sitting at maybe 10-8 if they take the 2 anti-eco rounds. That's more than doable from the T side, so it's not necessarily out of their hands yet, and we are going to see them more than likely pick up this eco round now. It's down to Fabian, who has an M4 on Banana, bomb down T stairs. He's getting pinched from both sides, so it's just a matter of time before he gets gunned down. Good takes him out. But yeah, I mean, Blitz, that's best case scenario for them.
Exactly, and we have a bit of a halftime show here, guys, so sit back and relax. We have a frag video that we'd like to show you guys. It is basically the new thing that we're starting here at RGN. Now that we've got a lot of content coming out, we want some highlights for you guys. So we've got top 5 plays of the week. So let's get that video rolling. It's basically, yeah, just throughout both of our tournaments, EU and North America. It's basically just, yeah, top 5 plays of the week. We collaborate them into one episode, and you guys can find them after the fact on our YouTube. But here we go. Let's roll it.
Chimes in with another on the M4, and that's 3. Immediately dismantled. The last terrorist alive now is Dreamer, hanging around outside B. He gets 2 with the glue. He's gonna pick up an M4 and keep charging his way towards B. A man on a mission here gets another. Oh lord, that's a hat-trick for Dreamer. If he can ace clutch this, that might be our play of the day already this early in the first half of the first game. As he has a man in the back and checker, that's Experience, who also has 3 kills this round. Dreamer gets the better of him.
Never gave it to him, and in the end that hurt Blitz because that gave them less time to take into the bomb site. But now Blitz going for the CZ. Boba, this man is devastating with this gun, and he takes down, is that 3? Is that 4? Are you kidding me? With this
Right? That you don't have time to pick up the bomb, replant, resmoke, and you run out of time. But Felix pushed up here by birthday. Oh my god, takes down 5 right away. What the hell just happened as Felix gets it?
Ice will take his head out of mid. The Crystal and Vents will get dropped, so it's a nice frag there as they push into this B site.
Yeah, and Saitaro had a tall task to take down Makalele, and he has another one as this take is underway from orbit. Fortunately for him, he has teammates already rotated in position, so he's not going to have to put that option in. Oh, he goes down, though. That's Kiss. 1-2. Select the bomb and get it down right now. This would be a massive 1 versus 4. SHK on the flank. One of his teammates coming out of spawn. Pitt did pick up that AWP. Gets the first one. Looking for on. Oh, my God. That's a 1 versus 4. Pitt, have mercy. Avenue just looking for their first round. And, oh, like that started out so well for Avenue.
All right, guys, so we're about to get live in the second half. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that frag video. Again, we're going to be doing that weekly here at RGN. And, yeah, we'd like to highlight the players in our tournament, obviously, and make sure you guys go share that video. As, yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff going on there, but we are in a match right now. We are at halftime, and Blitz versus DWG. We're at an 8-7 scoreline on Inferno. So, Blitz, they're now moving over to the T side. And how do they approach it? They were able to grasp that last round in the last half. So it's a little bit of momentum, but we were talking about the scoreline here. You don't really want to go into the T side of Inferno with an 8-7 scoreline.
Yeah, you know, they're going to be moving on to the T side, which is definitely the harder side on Inferno. It's a very CT-sided map, especially the way that the game plays out currently. But because it's 8-7, in my mind, that's the perfect score on a CT-sided map to try and start things out in the second half. Like, yes, it would be ideal if they came into this 10-5 and they had that huge advantage. But I think that it gives them that edge, because now they realize we can't give up any rounds to DWG. It kind of puts you in, like, when you start a half and you're up 10-5 and you switch, you kind of get a little too comfortable. And we've talked about this before. You get that winner's mentality where it's like, well, we're already up 5 rounds. We can get a little relaxed. We can kind of like goof around. Instead, Blitz is going to be like super hardcore and intense on their T side. They're going to put way more thought and energy into their pistol round, way more focus. And that could be the edge that Blitz needs to take this map. So if Blitz can come into pistol round and carry the wins that they ended the half with into that pistol round and kind of take that intensity and start their half out the right way, they could be up 2 rounds over DWG. If they can pick up the first gun round, they look really good to beat DWG. You know, we saw on their CT side, they played a very unorthodox style of defense, and that's why DWG was able to get 8 rounds. But that unorthodox style of defense could be the best thing that works for their offense. They were very good in getting into very strange positions to catch DWG off guard. If they can do that from the T side and catch the CTs off guard with some bizarre rushes, that could be the thing they need to propel them to a victory. That said, on the other side, we have DWG. They're very, you know, traditional, I'd say, with their defense. They know how to hold the sites. A lot of experience across the board for these players. They know the map very well. They have solid aim. So I expect a very good CT side from them. I'm very curious to see where this plays out, because we don't really have a large sample size for either of these teams playing Inferno. I think they each played it once, but it really wasn't. I don't even think DWG has played it in our tournament. I know that Blitz did, and it was a close game. Actually, no, I'm looking at the statistics now. DWG played Hyper on Inferno. That was in the early rounds, and Blitz played Heat. Blitz lost to Heat. DWG beat Hyper, but I'd say those two teams are on different levels. So, you know, it could really play out either way. This score is like the perfect I don't know what's going to happen score.
Yeah, and we're just waiting for the 10th player to get back into the server. We've lost someone, but it looks like he is on the way back. So our apologies, guys, for the delay. We're just going to have to wait here as they get back into the match. And like you said, it's going to be an interesting second half. We do have another match after this, guys. It's going to be a best-of-3 Phoenix Fire versus Ignite. So that should prove to be a solid one as well. So we'll be rolling right into that after this game is over. So make sure you guys keep it tuned here RGN, as yeah, we're gonna be starting that as soon as this best of one concludes. So we're actually getting pretty close to the end of these tournaments. We should be having a lot of matches this week, and then moving into the finals again coming up very, very soon. So we do have a couple giveaways going on right now, guys. So we've got our follower giveaway at 60,000 followers. So if you guys like what you're seeing here, please do hit that follow button. We appreciate any and all support from you guys. And if you're feeling like it, we also have the subscription option, which you can see at the top left-hand corner of the screen. When we hit that beautiful number, we will be doing a minimal wear Karambit Blue Steel, brought to you guys by opskins.com. So thank you to them, as again, we're just waiting for this second half to go live here. We've lost a player, and he has not rejoined. So not a heck of a lot we can do about that, as, again, we'd like to get live into the second half, and then we do have that best of 3 coming at you guys as well, but we cannot continue until we get 10 in the server.
Yeah, we're just waiting for that 10th player. Not sure what happened. One of the players for Blitz disconnected, so we're just kind of hanging around right now, waiting for these players to ready up. I don't see any information in chat to let us know what's going on. They said they're actually asking themselves, any news? Let me see if I can scroll up here and get some information. He had some connection issues. That's all I know. So I'm trying to figure out who we're missing here. We've got Boba, Hero, Kai. Who's the 5th for Blitz? I can't remember. It's so silly that I can't remember because we've been watching them for the last 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever, however long it's been.
Yeah, it is. Who have we lost here? Good? Yeah, Good's the one that's dropped off.
Good.
So.
Good is the one that dropped.
How could we forget about Good? The poor guy. He's been holding B like a champ. But anyhow, we were waiting for him. Apparently, yeah, having some connection issues. So wouldn't be Counter-Strike if we didn't have a couple delays. Am I right? But we're just waiting for him again to get back into the server here, guys, and then we will be going live into our second half. So a little bit about our brackets right now. We can talk about that. This is lower bracket round 3. So for these teams, for example, we've got Blitz. They were dropped out of the upper bracket pretty much right away. So Heat, they dropped it close 2-0. I believe those maps were fairly close. 2-0 against Heat. And then they 16-3 to NB2. And then 16-5 against Phoenix Frost on Nuke. So they're making their way through that lower bracket, but definitely lower bracket's not exactly the optimal way to make it through a tournament, purely because there's a lot of best of ones here. So it's not until you make it to the lower bracket finals that you actually get to play a longer match once again. So they have a little bit more in front of them, obviously, and they don't know their opponents until our upper bracket matches are done and over with. Well, not completely done, but at least the next round. The next round is the round of 4, and that's where we've got Phoenix Fire versus Ignite. That is tonight. And then Affinity versus Backfire, and I believe that is already on Lounge for tomorrow night. So make sure you guys throw some bets on that, as it should prove to be an exciting one. That's a rematch of, we've got another highlight clip of that as well. And yeah, you guys should check all that out. Again, RGN's YouTube. We put all of our VODs up there, guys. If you guys are ever curious, if you want to rewatch anything, definitely check that out. And for those weekly frag videos, that's where they will land as well. And it looks like we've got Good in the server. So we're going to get these guys readied up and our second half live. Again, we apologize for the delays. Yeah, we only had 9 in since half started, pretty much. So it is what it is. But we are live now into half number 2. All right, so we've got pissed around about to. Oh, geez. Ah, darn. The ping. Good. His ping was fairly high. No, it looks like it's dropping back down again. Okay, so it is unpaused. We are getting live into the second pistol round. And taking a look at the equipment, DWG, they are confident. Unless Sin picks up a kit here, he still has $500, so he could do so. But as of now, no, actually, he's going to hang on to his $500. I'm not sure if that's what he intended to do. but I guess he'll have a little bit more money moving into the next round. I don't know. I feel like picking up utility there. Why not? But anyhow, he's playing not me. Right now, the T's, though, they are working up mid. We can see that it's going to be Boba hiding behind the smoke at top mid. They've got the bomb and alt right now. It's going to be Miskin KY over there. Hero and Good are going to be hanging out in Banana. Good, he's got his knife out looking into a wall. That's never a good sign. His ping is dropping back down again, but I think he's still having some issues.
Yeah, I see his ping spiking up around 110. So obviously he's having some connections issues. We'll see what they decide to do. They might go for a pause here. I don't really know. Right now, though, Blitz, they're playing this the opposite of what I would have expected based on their CT side. It's very controlled and slow-paced. Just working the map, getting the info. Robbie1 is going to take out Boba with a wonderful one-tap from Arch side. So that's going to force the hand of Blitz here as they execute towards Arch side. Right now, Robbie1 picks up another one before being traded out by Hero. They're going to push into Arch. Fabian's going to take one out. Salmo there to drop Hero from behind, and now it's on KY, a 1v4, and Salmo comes up with the additional frag there. So 2 for him, 2 for Robbie, 1 for Fabian. An excellent round from DWG. Worst case scenario for Blitz right there. Now they're going to be staring down the barrel of these anti-eco rounds from DWG, and they're going with, you know, Mag 7s, P90s, obviously trying to optimize the money that they can get from these rounds. If they can take these, they'll be up 4 rounds at 11-7, and then it's a pretty hard comeback for Blitz. We are going to see Blitz go with the CZ buy yet again, so again, that CZ, something we haven't really seen a whole lot of in recent days, thanks to the changes, but they seem to like it on the Blitz side.
And we're just going to see Misk open up with a nice frag as they're moving up here. Good with a second. And they're just going to send 2 players into CT spawn. Salmo, though, with the Pro 90 comes up big. So KY and Hero. KY looking to get the bomb planted. Does so. So it is a 2v3 retake scenario. Hero playing in construction. He's got a nice angle, and he doesn't realize, but all of the players have actually moved back into front sight. So this actually gives him a nice flank opportunity. If KY stays alive, he gets 1. So now it's up to Hero. Ooh, he taps away. He did get a Pro 90, a P90, if you will, and he's going to get some spraying, but Robbie drops him with the Swag 7. That's $900 in the pocket, and DWG pick up that round, although they've got those kind of anti-eco weapons. They're able to deal with that force buy of the T side. They got the bomb down, though, so that's going to be some money on that T side, but although they did buy armor and pistols, so quite a bit expended on that round.
You know, based on their position, that was actually Blitz's round to take. They had a good crossfire setup, and Hero just maybe a little too passive in construction, not peeking. He let those players get past, and he kind of hung KY out to dry in the back of sight. So by doing that, he limited his ability to defend the bomb after it had started being defused. If he had gotten up a little more aggressive and caught them as they pushed into the site, that would have been huge. I mean, the P90, it's just a joke of a gun when you're up at close range. There's so many bullets. There's so many opportunities to get headshots. From behind, it's even harder because you got to, you know, do that 180 spin shot. So it could have been a better round, but they did get the bomb and 3 frags. They're going to be making their way up B right now. Fabless picks off the first 2. Sin gets the 3rd and 4th, and now it's down to Misk here. Already a 1v5. So 4 quick frags for DWG. A minute left on the clock. Misk is going to try and get the bomb, get a gun, get something happening. He's getting flanked from behind, so he needs to be very careful. Salmo there to clean things up. And that's the second round of this half where we've seen 2 kills on 2 players. So the individual performance from DWG right now, each player really bringing their A game. But now that it's the first full buy, we'll see what Blitz does. They've worked Banana twice on their egos. We'll see where they decide to go now that they're going to have AKs across the board.
Yeah, this is a crucial round for them as they need to pull a lot of momentum towards their favor. Robbie sticking with the Swag 7. And again, if you're playing up in apps, that's not a bad idea at all. Plus, as JW would put it, he's the bank of Fnatic. He even names his Swag 7 that. So you're kind of the bank of the team. You can rebuy for them if you continue to use this weapon and such. But Boba takes down Salmo. We do see Robbie has found his way into an opportune position. Boba expecting a little bit of aggression there. And actually, Robbie, he drops the weapon. I'm not really sure how KY didn't hear that, because that was a weapon drop right to his right. Although he may have thought it was a teammate. They will be able to trade here, but I'm just a little bit confused after that. And we do have the T's working up top mid, and Fabless will try and put some spray through. He is smoked off in this position, though, and actually he's choosing to get aggressive through the smoke. He's right on the other side. Misk, I believe, saw his barrel. but only momentarily. He does walk through, but the smokes is going to be his demise. So a 2v4 here. Good-looking round from the T side, and Fabian goes down at Sin in a 1v3 where, I'm not going to lie, this is definitely a save situation for him.
Yeah, and you know, that was an interesting play from Fabless. I think he thought that after they spotted out his barrel, it was just spam, and they maybe pushed up towards truck more, and he could push through that smoke. But we've talked about this so many times. You just don't push smokes unless you know, like there's no doubt in your mind that they are not looking. Pushing smokes is so risky. If you want to flash your way in, it's one thing. You see a lot of teams do it over towards B. They'll flash past CT cross, and they'll push right through the smoke. But that was just silly from Fabless, just getting a little too aggressive, more so than he needed to be. He was in perfect cover at that point in time. It would have been a 2v3. Instead, he pushes through, and Sin was left to handle things by himself. He's going to keep his M4, and the money on the CT side is very good. So they're going to be able to buy up here. I mean, not amazing. I shouldn't say very good. It's okay. They're going to be able to get guns across the board. It's a push of a buy. You see rifles going out on everyone, but not necessarily nades. 2 kits. I mean, they're going to get the op on Robbie. He had a lot of money. But Blitz, they needed to take that round, and they did. And if they can chain these rounds together, they'll be facing an eco from DWG, so this could be very good for them if they can take this round.
Yeah, and we're going to see actually good push-up top banana, and he actually gets some spray onto Robbie, so down to 34 HP already. He's going to try and get some shots through the smoke, but Good drops him through the smoke, as he knew that angle, and we could see he put damage on him already. Robbie, though, trying to peek out once again and get a shot in, but won't be so, and now the B site a little bit weak. Fabless will be flashing himself out. They haven't pushed up quite yet, though. 2 players coming up archway. Salmo, though, with a nice flashbang. It's going to be Fabless taking down one as well, but they are entering into the site. Fabless going down means that they are going to have control of this real estate, but Hero, he has a big opportunity as on the flank. Salmo seems to know what's up. He did see that player at Arch, so you can see that's why he's a little bit worried that he's going to have a player coming up behind him. But if Hero just stays in this spot, Salmo will forever, well, not forever, he is pushing here now, but that's always in the back of his mind that there was a player that was around the Arch side. So Fabian looks like he's actually going to fall back, and Salmo goes down as he, again, was getting pinched. And another save here. Fabian will be able to keep his rifle, but Blitz, they're putting rounds on the board, and that is definitely momentum in their favor, but they got to keep this up if they want to win on this T side.
Yeah, they're going to be able to chain those rounds together, and now DWG is going to be on an eco. Fabian obviously keeping the M4. They're going to try and put him into a position where they can open up some rifles off the corpses of Blitz. Blitz starting to build up some momentum here on the T side. This is a good round for them to really cement themselves. Obviously, they want to shut this down entirely. They don't want anyone to survive. They want just total annihilation of this eco round from DWG. So Blitz needs to pick up, you know, at least they can't lose more than 1 player. If they lose more than 1 player, that's just too much, because right now you're playing the mind game. So Blitz looking pretty good here. They're down only 2 rounds. They can make it 11-10, be down 1 round coming into another full buy from DWG. And I would like to see them do something here that just they haven't done yet, but right now they're just going for kind of default execute. Actually, no, they're not. Look at this play from the 2-man, pushing through the smoke on CT, trying to wrap around. I believe that's Sin over towards Spindles, and he's not finding the shots. That's Hero. Hero needs to be careful as he's getting flanked from CT. He could easily get caught out here. He's going to pick up the kill. Miss getting one as well. This is a very unorthodox play, actually, as it pans out. Hero and Kai going to get 2 more, and now it's down to Fabian, again, the only one with a rifle. Goes for that peek on Good. Good takes him down, so that's the round they needed. It didn't seem like it was going to be at first. Somehow it came together. That was a Blitz play. That's all I can say. That was a Blitz play.
Exactly, and they make it work, so if they can keep making it work, then they're going to have this map. But 10-11, this will be another rifle round for DWG, and credit to DWG, they had a nice kind of cute play where they did another kind of bait and switch inside of Apps, Fabless inside a bedroom, and Fabian with that M4 just spraying into Hall. So they peeked up from the top of stairs, looked the wrong way, and they were able to get the frag, but the only one for the CT side. So now, again, they have rifles on the board. The T's have made their way up mid, and they have control here, but that smoke is going to be a little bit shutting down. But no, actually, Good pushes around it, and that's going to be Salmo getting dropped. So now a lot of control, and they're going to be wrapping around into this A site. Fabian have to come up big, and he does. He gets 2. Robbie from balcony goes and gets a frag as well. So Sin onto Misk, and KY finds himself in a 1v4 situation. And they are going to be pushing him here. Fabulous getting very aggressive. He's getting paid for it, but Sin on the refrag. That's going to be DWG picking up their 12th round. And Blitz, unfortunately for them, they couldn't really afford to let that happen. Well, they could technically afford to let it happen. You can see they have money. But in terms of momentum, that's DWG putting another round in. And although they could break a bit of economy on that CT side, if Blitz wins this round, still momentum for DWG. They're feeling good after that round.
Yeah, that was a very clean round. My goodness, you know, there was some nice play from DWG, good team play over on Banana. There was a nice bank flash over towards Spindles that helped the man in sight get a frag. But excellent round from them. I mean, very clean, very methodical. That's what I expect to see from DWG. On the other side, Blitz has been the opposite, just kind of very chaotic, just kind of like the blunderbuss, I would say, of a T-side half for them. They're putting rounds together, but they're very unorthodox, and it seems to be working to a certain degree. DWG obviously in the lead, but they're not necessarily having the worst T-side. We are going to see Fabulous start things off nicely, though, for DWG, taking down KY. Robbie is going to pick off Boba. Salma with the FAMAS manages to find the head of good. Hero there to respond finally for Blitz with the AWP towards Library, but now it's a 4v2. It's going to be Hero and Misk here versus Robbie, Sin, Fabulous, and Fabian. Both of these players kind of abandoned on Arch side. They need to make something happen as Fabulous is on the walk flank here from CT spawn. And he's going to be able to come up behind them from Library if they're not careful. Hero gets taken down by Robbie from over on balcony. So now it's on Misk here in mid. 60 HP, bomb in hand. 30 seconds left in the round. Got to make something happen. Peeks around truck side. Is going to spot the head of Robbie 1. Decides to fall into apartments. And I'm not sure what he's going to do with this at this point. Probably just going to save, and it looks like that's the case. 15 seconds left in the round. Obviously, not really feeling confident in his ability to push into any of the sites and get the bomb planted. So he's going to retreat, try and keep that AK for round number 24, as Blitz is going to be maybe kind of eco-buying. It's going to be a split buy. You see Boba's at 800, KY at 1500 might be able to buy. They're going to have a kind of interesting buy, so it might pay off to keep that AK, but they're giving DWG too many rounds at this point. DWG only needs 3 more to win, so it's looking pretty good for them, and especially now that they're picking up that double AWP setup.
Yeah, let's see how this works out, as the T's, they gotta stop DWG if they want to put this match together. 10 rounds on the board, that's not too bad, but 13 for DWG. 3 rounds to close it out, and this round definitely more equipped is that CT side. 2 CZ75s, the mini AKs, the pocket AKs, if you will, on Boba and KY. 3 AKs on the rest of the players, and Misk will be working up Banana. Sin holding, though, with an AWP, and this kind of positioning allows them to have 4 CTs on that A site. So, obviously, if Sin gets dropped here, he actually misses that shot. And Misk actually, I don't know how he went down to 94. I don't know how an op shot could do that, if that even was the op shot, but regardless, Sin falls back after missing that shot, and they will rotate Fabulous back over, but at least early round, having Sin alone there, it's not a bad play as they're able to stack this A site.
Yeah, and it's, you know, sort of a split round. It could go either way right now. Fabian picks off KY and Hero. Robbie won with the AWP on good. Now it's on Misk yet again. The man who was able to save an AK round prior. 1v4. Robbie just pushing past the smoke. Just completely annihilates Misk. So now it's 14 rounds. Blitz is going to be kind of on an awkward buy here. You see KY buying an AK, but the rest of the team is going to be on pistols. So they're potentially giving DWG round number 15. It'll be a full buy if they can make at least a plant happen here. They'll have enough money. But based on what they're putting into this round, they're not playing for OT. They're playing for the win. So if Blitz loses this, I'd say it's pretty much game over, as they're going to be looking pretty poor in round number 26. So this is a must-win situation right now and not starting the right way. Robbie picks up 2 frags early on Boba and Hero. Misk with a nice 1 though, so maybe something could happen here. They're going to come around and find good, too. So now it's a 3v3, and the B bomb site is open. Smoke's going to rain out. They're going to get that plant. And all of a sudden, this round that should have gone DWG's way is actually a manageable victory here for Blitz.
Yeah, and we're going to see a retake as they've smoked off Banana here. Robbie's going to flash himself through, but that's always a scary situation as the smoke. That's going to be a round for Blitz where they just, they were able to take out those players top Banana. and the site was theirs. So although Robbie got those huge picks, it ends up not really mattering. Blitz picking up their 11th round. DWG, they're on 14. They do have enough money to buy here once again, as they're going to be slowly equipping, a little bit late out of spawn, but not a huge deal. Up on Hero on that T side, and I imagine he's just going to be picking mid here from Haybale, and that's exactly what's going on. No one peeking mid at the moment from the CT side. Salmo is on Arch side at the moment, and he's got a nade in hand, just hoping for a little bit of noise where he can put that down, but missed. He's going to get aggressive up at B, and he gets taken down for it. Fabless with a nice frag from CT side. Good with two other terrorists. They're still trying to make noise over here. Fabless fully blind. That gives him a little bit of an opportunity to move up on him, but Fabless, he does not get one. Thought he got one. Sin was the one who dropped that player, so he takes down Good and Boba. And it's up to Hero and KY as they're in a 2v4 situation.
Yeah, and this is not looking good here. They're getting pitched from CT. There's a man on Spindles. That's Sin. Sin drops the bomb on KY, and now it's on Hero here. A 1v4 with 41 HP. Nade's going to rain out, do moderate damage to Sin, but he's going to push through that smoke, and he might be able to catch this player off guard. Doesn't happen. They're going to be able to do kind of a split by here. Good and Boba can pick up AKs. They're going to have pistols on KY, Hero, and Misk. 15-11 right now. DWG looking poised to take this in round number 27 unless Blitz can pull off something amazing.
Yeah, this is what it all comes down to. Blitz fighting for their tournament life at the moment. DWG wanting to move forward, obviously. Well, both teams wanting to move forward, but DWG, they're 1 round away. Blitz is 1 round away from getting dropped. So how do they approach this round? They have very little equipment. Good already getting dropped down to 59 HP. So we've got 3 players up in Banana. KY working up mid, and Boba, one of their most equipped players with a rifle up in Apartment, so I'm not sure I agree. I don't know what to think about this play, to be honest, as you probably could get away with one of those CZs up in, or I guess they only have CZ on Good. He could probably be up here instead, but instead they're going to go for a push inside of B. Being that Boba is still way back, KY as well, it wasn't really a grouped up push. That makes me think that this is going to be over here, as they're not really communicating. That wasn't a push that was very well coordinated. So they have the bomb down now on the CT side. DWG, they can taste the victory as they drop that smoke at the top of Banana. So Boba on the other side here. Fabless getting aggressive, and he's going to pay for it. Salmo on the flank, though. And actually, Boba gets a second one onto Sin, so making it a little bit close here as the CTs get a bit aggressive. Fabian, though, gets a freebie onto KY as he checks that first set of oranges. And Boba in a 1v3 might be able to make this happen, but Salmo tears off his head. And that's going to be a 16-11 victory. DWG moving forward in our lower bracket.